we've got a sudden report to go through, which we'll do right now. This report is gonna really shed some light on some stuff.
Sir, may I come in?
For better or for worse.
Kreese, any results on that thing I asked you to look into?
Yes, sir. For starters, this bullet you gave me. Its shape and markings perfectly match rounds used by an experimental Gallian sniper rifle.
I see. So Alicia really was shot by someone inside the Gallian force. So, any leads on who fired it?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, Kreese.
I don't know if you're gonna want to hear this, Welkin. Get ready for the big reveal, viewers.
The night before the shooting, records show Lieutenant Lanzet checked out the rifle.
What? Valdio had the gun? Are you sure that's not some mistake?
It's rare for a tank commander to ask for a sniper rifle, so the clerk remembered him.
Welkin, I hate to break it to you, but...
Sir, only 2 of those rifles exist right now. One is confirmed to be locked in the arsenal. The other was checked out to Lieutenant Lanzet and has yet to be returned. I can't. It's hard for me to believe, too.
Valdio? It couldn't be.
All the evidence is pointing at him, though, Welkin. It's starting to look like Valdio might have had some sort of hidden agenda here. He was acting a little strangely when he came back from his trip to the Barrios Temple a second time.
Hey, Valdio. You in? I guess not. Notes on the Valkyrian race. The anthropology of the Valkyria. Maybe he was reading up on the enemy. This is his handwriting.
I only hope it is, Welkin. I only hope it is. For your sake, really.
Alicia must be made to awaken.
And that dashes any hopes I just had.
What?
Alicia must be made to awaken. No matter how much I try, I can think of no other way. I almost wish I had never joined them on that expedition to the Barrios ruins. I'm convinced that the inner chamber was built to admit only Valkyria. But the door opened at her touch. That could only mean that the blood of their tribe courses through her veins. Still, I was shocked to find her bathed in that uncanny light that night in the field. Though I doubted my eyes, I never once doubted. That light was the Valkyrian blue flame. Ultimately, I had no choice but to accept the simple truth that Alicia is one of them. I'd already begun to question all I knew. The walls of the temple sanctum were inscribed with the Valkyria's account of history. History as it truly was. We are all taught of the Darkson calamity and how their actions forever scorched the land. But this account told a different story. The Valkyria invaded this land from the north, slaying the indigenous Darkson people as they came. Their grasp of Ragnite technology and the art of war were vastly superior. They trained the destructive power of Ragnite on the Darkson's land, burned it to ash, then had the gall to pass the blame for their inhuman deeds off on their Darkson slaves. Darksons have borne that stigma ever since, while the Valkyria became godlike saviors. The victors simply rewrote the history books. The Barrios ruins promulgate a lie to all but their own descendants as hard fact. Reading about the Valkyria's power, the true face of these saviors, left me stunned. Yet at the same time, I cannot help but think of how useful it could be to us now. Since then, I've investigated every text and report on the Valkyria I could find. they lead me to believe that at least a few scions of the Valkyria must have survived to this day. All across Europa, these rare individuals live and die unaware of their own nature. But history has recorded rare cases of individuals who have awakened to their powers. Their stories share one common thread. All of them suffered grave wounds before awakening. If those accounts are correct, the blood of the Valkyria stirs at the approach of death. Their power, having slept for thousands of years, bursts awake at one step shy of the end. Once awakened, if one of these individuals takes hold of the refined Ragnite arms of their ancestors, they make their mark on history as one of the Valkyria of old. I couldn't stop myself. I stole the Valkyrian lance and shield out of the university archive. Supposedly their blood serves to amplify the Ragnite's natural power. I have no idea what science lies behind it. Perhaps it's a consequence of their origins in the Ragnite-rich northern regions. Regardless of the reason, the Valkyria's life force itself calls forth a reaction from the stone. The enemy Valkyria decimated our forces on the Magyar plains. I could not afford to stay my hand on account of ethics. I had the rifle, and I forced myself to use it. I shot her. I placed the lance and shield on her unconscious form. I was racked with insecurity and guilt, hands red with blood of my best friend's love. But now I know. The choice I made was right.
Faldio!
That.
Hello, Lieutenant Gunther. Is something wrong?
That is what you call plot development.
Faldio, where is he?
Sir, Captain Virat just called him in. He left only a minute ago.
That is also what you call a true anti-hero. I believe that's the right term, anti-hero. Maybe vigilante? I don't know. Doing what he thought was right, but just completely against the grain and against what everybody else would have, well, wanted.
Faldio, I'm only going to ask you this once. Was it you who shot Alicia?
Yeah. I shot her.
Tell me why. Why did you have to shoot her?
The people. Gallia needed her. Now let me ask you a question. How else do you think we could have won that battle? If not for Alicia's power, Gallia would have most certainly lost.
I still can't.
And not just this battle. I'm talking about Gallia's future. How else are we supposed to survive Welkin, caught on either side by giants? It's Alicia, our Valkyria. She's the only one who can protect us from them.
Wrong. Our side gaining power won't end this war. All it does is escalate the conflict.
That's enough. Listen to each other. You may both be right, but still, you're both very wrong. I don't claim to have the perfect answer either. However, regardless of the reason, attacking one of your own comrades is deplorable. By Gallian military law, I remand you to the stockade until further notice, Faldio. And you, Welkin. 24 hours in isolation for engaging in fisticuffs.
So now we know the truth. It was Faldio who shot Alicia.
Chapter 15, Citadel Ghirlandaio.
And he doesn't really seem to be showing any form of remorse. And the new skirmish has been added. That is the skirmish, everybody. Once you complete Chapter 14 and view the Parting Ways report, which is required, by the way, to advance the plot, you get access to Skirmish 7, the best skirmish in the game for grinding. I'm going to be spending a lot of time not only getting over my cold, because it's starting to really get on my nerves, but I'm also going to be spending this time to really grind a lot of experience. I will probably, by the time I come back for Chapter 15, have all my troops to level 15 or higher, as well as having purchased everything I can, and all that good stuff. So, until further notice, this is the Musical Gamer signing off. I'll see you guys next video, fully healed and fully prepared to end this war. See you guys then.